Good afternoon, YouTube. Integrity Cactus here. It is Sunday, February 19th at noon. Good afternoon. And today we'll be discussing the fairy castle cactus, also known as Cereus tetragonus. Alrighty, well, I have two examples here, which I'll get into. But what can we say about the Cereus tetragonus or the fairy castle cactus? They are a great beginner's plant, a good indoor plant. They can be grown outside in zones 10 and 11. They're actually considered a succulent though, so yeah, that's crazy. There's also too, if you Google it or Wiki it or stuff, there's a whole issue about what class and genus they fall under. They went under one, they went under another. Just like the Trichocereus, they went under the ECHIPOSIS or whatever. I'm horrible at pronouncing and spelling things. But then they went to Trichocereus and they took them out. Then they fell under something else. Yeah, it's crazy. So anyway, but right now they're currently under the Cereus family. Like I said, they're considered a succulent. They're slow growing. They like full sun and well draining soil. This girl was purchased at CVS or Walgreens. She was purchased at Home Depot the same season. I've had them about 2 years now. This one was grown outside in full sun in the season of 2022, this past summer. And this one was grown inside on my windowsill. And she's just whatever. All right. They like well draining soil. Something I can say about them though is that they don't propagate well. You know, you take a cutting, I sulfur it, the whole 9 yards, and I have only had one successful propagation out of the 2 years that I've had them, and that's this gal. I actually just transplanted her earlier, so she does have all little basil pups, whatever, at the bottom, and then she's just pupping away here. Okay, I just recently also took some cuttings about maybe a week or two ago, actually less than a week ago. That's a peanut cactus that got, hanging out with them. And then, yeah, these are two cuttings. So you can see they still have the sulfur at the bottom. I've knocked it off. I'm going to throw them in some soil. And let's see how they do. And yeah, I just don't have good luck propagating them like that. But I actually don't remember reading anywhere. I mean, clearly they can be propagated through cuttings. But I don't remember anyone saying that's easy to do. I don't put them in water or anything like that, dry soil. Something else that's a pain in the butthole to propagate, in my opinion, is the spiral snake plant. Now, normally, like, any snake plant, you could throw the cutting in soil. I have luck with them in water, and, they root like a mofo. But this one just, I got this as a gift from my boy Rob. Rob, shout out. Uncle Bob. Little inside joke there. Sorry, guys. But yeah, I've taken one cutting, and then I took another one somewhere along the line had this one for about 2 years, too. And I can't get it to root. I couldn't get the cuttings to root. They died before anything. And actually, Jeans, Greens, and Aquatics, he's like my second wife. He had mentioned, when I asked him, I'm like, well, what's the best method for, propagating that spiral snake plant? And he goes, I don't know, this and that. And he was like, but it's tough. He's like, they're difficult to propagate anyway. And sure shit, he was right. Okay, let's see. Well, since they fall under the Cereus family, they are night blooming with white flowers, as all Cereus do. Another cactus that blooms at night with large white flowers is a Peruvian apple, or, just a normal chunk of Cereus. I've had mine bloom, I don't know, 3 or 4 times. And, of course, once again, all the cuttings that have bloomed came from Jeans, Greens, and Aquatics. He sells good stuff, I can't lie. Gene, you need to give me a fucking cutback here. Anyway, it's very hard to get these guys to bloom. Apparently, the conditions have to be perfect. They have to be, like, pampered and, feet scrubbed every day and this and that. And they usually are known to not bloom until they're at least 10 years of age. And I don't know how to tell cactus age. It's not like a tree where you can cut it open and count the rings. Yeah, but they apparently rarely bloom even when everything's good to go. Okay, well, why do they call it the fairy castle cactus? Is because all the stems, their offshoots, produce, little pups that look like turrets from a castle. Yeah, she's 10 times better. And really, honestly, other than where it came from, yeah, you can see all the cuttings I've taken over the years. Other than this one growing outside for one season, and this one growing inside, and this one probably got pampered more than this one did. This one got pampered more than that one did. It's just genetics. But this one did come from the good one. But I've taken cuttings from both. I've taken cuttings from the good one and that one, and with no success. All right. Don't really know what else to say about these guys. Well draining soil, fertilize them once a month. Slow growing, great indoor plant. Good for oxygen. The whole 9 yards. Low maintenance, drought tolerant. Although my girls are all pampered. But you know what? Fun fact. Somebody said it on Reddit about it's a she. Posted about how she waters her cactus every day. And somebody's like, oh, you're going to kill them and this and that and this and that. And she's like, if you have the perfect cactus soil, which is well draining, you can water them even twice a day because you'll water them once and it'll drain right the fuck out. And she was absolutely right. In the summer and stuff like that, when mine are in direct sun for, I'd say 8 to 10 hours a day, like direct sun. The Tegrity Garden over there. I water them sometimes every day or every other day. And I've never had a problem with rot or anything else because it's correct. If you have the perfect well-draining soil, you water it, it will drain right out. You'll have to hold it under something, or usually if I'm watering this guy, I'll hold it over something else and, get that going. Conserve water and shit. It's, eco-friendly. But, so perfect soil mix, with, like I explained in the polka dot video, I posted it yesterday, check it out. I do a layer of rocks, a layer of perlite, if I have it like an inch, half an inch to an inch, and then maybe some more stones, and then my good, soil mix or whatever, just this Miracle Grow yellow bag, maybe some soil from the garden, and small pebbles and a little bit more perlite, and bam. Yeah, alrighty, well, I'm going to try having a new guest cactus every video, and this guest is going to be the Bouncing Bear Botanicals Bridge. It comes from the now defunct Bouncing Bear Botanicals. Don't need to get into all that. None of my business. I don't really fucking care. But they're not in business anymore. And to me, like this was another one on my list. I always just wanted it. There's nothing special about it. I kind of liked it that they weren't in business anymore because it's like, so whatever's out there is out there. And yeah, and sometimes they're up there for sale, sometimes they're not. But this was sought after for me for a little bit. And trade in Discord in 2021. I traded him some shark blue and something else, and he was like, yeah, he's like, I got this. He was like, yeah, I got him all day. I think it just came with this, and it had one pup that I already cut, which was, oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah, this was a tip. And it had like one pup, which I cut and I lost, unfortunately. But I remember getting this dude in the mail in the summertime, and it was like Christmas. Me and my wife were going somewhere, and I ripped it open in the car. I didn't have gloves or anything, and she's like, Jesus. She was like, what did you get, drugs or something? I'm like, no. This is my Bouncing Bear Botanical Bridge. I'm like, holy shit, I wanted this one. And it was crazy. I wanted it. But yeah, this is the guest appearance for it. Nothing special about it. This was a rough tip cut. All my guys are growing outside. They're slaves. They're treated harshly. I'm a sadist like that. Yeah, these guys are a little dehydrated from the winter. I got to give them a spray and a little more nutrients. But yeah, nothing special to say about them. But they're cool. I liked it. This was on my wish list. And yeah, Bouncing Bear Botanical Bridge. If you happen to come across one, it's a good price. You have it in the budget. Somebody's getting rid of one or something like that. Pick one up. They ain't producing anymore. Alrighty, guys. Well, this is Tegrity Cactus signing off. Remembering you to stay safe, stay green, and hit that big red subscribe button. And this video is about the Fairy Castle Cactus, also known as Cereus tetragonus. Stay green.